What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Wheels Fall Off podcast. And I'm your host, Candace, also known as Spice from SpiceLifeTv. And this is my beautiful husband and co-host, Creed. How are you doing, babe?
I'm doing fine. What's up, world? This is the podcast where we talk about relationship and reentry as it pertains to incarcerated individuals and their families.
Why is that, babe?
Because I did 23 and a half years and you was with me the whole time.
I sure was, and we did that till the wheels fall off, and we're going to do this till the wheels fall off, and we'd love for y'all to come with us. So,
absolutely.
Let's go.
Let's roll.
All right, so we're going to get right into the episode today.
Yes,
indeed. You ready to do that?
I am.
We're going to do our segment because, for one, I'm hungry, and two, we ain't done it in a little while. We're going to do Got the Munchies.
Got the Munchies.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Let's get it cracking.
So I don't know where we're going. Actually, this is probably going to be our last box because, they was trying to go up in their prices, and I was like, we like it, but we don't love it. Where are we going?
Where are we going?
Biggest day.
We're going to Greece. All right. So in this segment, we have a box of food from Greece, snacks and whatnot, and we love snacks.
Yeah, we do.
Around here, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we do.
So the very first thing we're gonna try is these jumbo snacks, and babe, I can't even pronounce this.
Yeah, put it down so they can. Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know. It's like,
I don't even know what that is. It
says it's a corn snack with cheese and tomato.
That can't be bad.
Okay, let's see.
Let's try it.
I wonder how they pronounce that though, because it's got the consonants.
Okay, if you had to pronounce it, what would you say?
There's only two vowels in there, and I don't even know what that is. That's not a vowel.
How it smell?
It don't smell bad. It don't smell like anything I've smelled before.
Let's go to Greece, babe. All that time I was locked up, we couldn't go to Greece together.
Is that where we at now?
Let's ride to Greece.
Okay.
Cheers. Let's check it out.
Okay, I feel like there's a theme in some of these boxes. There's a lot of treats that taste like a version of chicken and a biscuit.
Is that what that tastes like to you? I mean, I definitely tasted the tomatoes in this, and I tasted the cheese. Yeah,
let me see.
It was a very light and airy snack. Very light and airy. But at the same time, you don't usually get that much flavor with a light and airy snack.
I mean, it does have good, a lot of seasoning on it.
I like that.
Is that tomato I taste?
That's tomato, for sure, because I tasted it the first time. I like that. It's not heavy.
No, they definitely will get 8.
Corn snack with cheese and tomato.
I guess I wonder what those shapes are. Is that a crown?
Yeah, I don't know.
What's the back say? Oh, maybe the box set. Maybe the paper gives us some more detail. And okay, jumbo frijoles. These fluffy, crunchy, paw-shaped Greek corn snacks are dashed with an addicting cheese and tomato flavoring that you can't get enough of.
But they don't tell you the shape of what these shapes are.
That is.
Very good though.
Frijoles, that's what they call them. Frijoles.
Not a disappointment at all.
Frijoles. Yeah, those are good.
You want to snack on a Greek level?
What?
If you want to snack on a Greek level?
Snack on a Greek level?
Yeah, as far as Greek food, I recommend that. That's pretty good.
Well, they'd have to get it from Snack Crate because I ain't never seen that in nobody's store.
Nah, it ain't nobody's store. Like I said, you want to go on Greek level?
Okay. Ooh.
It'll be totally worth it.
This is soft. This says Moto or Motto, one of the two. Or Molto. And it looks like it's a croissant in here. It feels kind of croissant-y too. You open that. Let me read what it says. Let me find it. Okay. The Molto croissant, Greece's most popular croissant, a soft, flaky pastry with a creamy chocolate hazelnut filling, embodies the perfect blend of buttery, flaky layers and a sweet, creamy filling.
Boom. And so it does definitely come out as a croissant. Hold on to that, babe.
Oh, it smells bakery, you know?
It says croissant with hazelnut filling.
Babe, you didn't hear me read it?
I didn't hear that part. I didn't hear the hazelnut
Because you
part.
was loudly opening that package. Okay, ready? Oh, so when it's like got something like a thing in the middle, like a hard thing, like it's.
Let me see what you got.
Try it. You see that? It's got like a little chocolate in there.
That's the hazelnut.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Let's do it, y'all. Now,
warmed up. We got get that chocolate a little soft because we have this box in the garage, so it's cold. If it was room temperature, I mean, it's not really my cup of tea. But with a cup of tea or some coffee.
Okay, I feel that. The thing is, I can't say anything bad about it, but I'm not a hazelnut fan. So that part right there is kind of like,
you like Nutella?
No, I don't. But it's actually pretty good.
I mean,
they didn't overdo it.
No, and for the packaging, this is pretty soft.
Yeah.
I mean, for it to be in like the package it's in.
So, this is called, it looks like it's called Molto.
Molto.
And I give that a B rating for sure.
Okay, solid
If I was
B.
to grade it, yeah. If I was to grade it, I was a pretty good.
You know what
strong B.
What we haven't got in the box is a drink.
No, they haven't given us a drink.
I think that's the next side you have to upgrade to.
Okay. Something
Would
that's
you like a palate cleanse?
Well, thank you.
You are so loud with your.
That was actually pretty good. Thank you. I needed that. Didn't even know it. All right. So the third thing we have is the Ion Derby Caramel. All right.
Derby bar.
It's the Derby Caramel.
Okay. The Derby Caramel bar. A rich coconut filling in the core, layered with an overload of caramel and crunchy puffed rice, and drenched in an Ion milk chocolate. A more than worthy champion in Greek hearts.
So that's what that is. I was wondering what the white was in there. So that's rice.
Yeah.
I thought it was coconut.
No, it's like a crispy rice.
Look at that.
Oh, what's that in the middle?
Look at that.
What did I say it was?
Coconut
Caramel
and rice.
and crunchy puff rice with chocolate. Ooh, that's kind of like up my alley.
This
Ready?
might be pretty good. Yeah. Ready? Okay.
What's that different taste?
It's an aftertaste.
It wasn't after. It was right away from me.
It was an aftertaste for me. For me, it was like not too much chocolate, not too much rice, and then this aftertaste came in. I don't know if I like it too much.
You know what What
are you sensing?
You know what that tastes like? That tastes like the inside of a Sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
Enjoy has nuts.
Yeah, it's like it got coconut in it.
Because it sounds like yeah, it has like that little. Is that what that is? Oh, babe, we're tripping. It says a coconut filling in the core.
Damn it. No, I don't like coconut.
Sometimes you don't. Enjoy's got nuts.
That's why it tastes like that.
Don't because.
Do you like it?
I could eat it. I mean, let's be real. Is there a lot that I don't like?
Listen, I could be hungry and put away anything coconut.
But fast. I will say that I don't think I'm a big fan of. What is it that maybe it's the coconut and their type of chocolate. Because chocolates have run a gamut. Like they're not just all the same. I think it's that coconut and chocolate that aren't doing so well for me.
It's crazy because usually dark chocolate is a thing that will turn me off, but that's not dark chocolate. But
it's not American chocolate. That's for sure.
That's what it is. It's not American.
I think that's what it is. It's just not American chocolate.
Okay.
Which is probably your problem. You know we ain't got nothing good over here. Nothing good for you.
100%. All right. Y'all be patient with me now, right? The next item is a carousel Pitaki cherry pie. This is what we're looking
She's my
at.
soft mini cherry pie. Tastes so good, makes a grown man cry.
What
You
is
don't like cherries. This
I
kind
don't.
of, it looks like it's a what's them Crustables? Did you show them the front?
Yeah, I did.
It looks like a Crustable, kind of.
Okay, so we're gonna break this in half, right?
Oh, is it crumbly?
It's like it's got the jelly type feel, which I'm
And
more
it's-
prone to.
And it's kind of it's more cookie than like soft. It's
Yeah.
kind of hard.
Yeah,
And yeah, like cookie.
this might be good, Toast. Let's try it.
You know what it reminds me of? Them prison cookies. The ones we got in the visiting room that would be in the swirl and have that raspberry that raspberry jam in the middle.
And raspberry wasn't quite.
Raspberry.
Yeah, it wasn't quite done. It wasn't quite soft.
You know, it's so interesting because, like, I get what they're doing. Let me give me some water. You heard that smack.
This cookie's thick.
Mm-hmm.
This cookie don't play.
Yeah, it's a no for me.
Yeah, filling is good, but it's too sweet.
It's like
And
it
the
tastes very processy sweet.
It
too.
does. It
Like
does.
in that kind of like it's fake.
It does, 100%.
That one I would say was probably a no for me.
No?
Yeah, I wouldn't do that one.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm with you on that.
Okay, let's try the Oreo
Babe.
because I know that's your favorite.
So some from Greece has Oreo in it.
This is a decadent lacto Oreo bar.
Lacta.
Decadent milk chocolate coated around an Oreo cream filling full of biscuit crumbles. If anything Oreo could be wrong, we don't want to be right.
All right, so this is what it comes out the package looking like?
Oh, you could just break it off in sections.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I'll break you off a 2-piece. Break me off a 2-piece.
2-piece combo.
I see the Oreo.
It doesn't smell very appealing.
This is a pass for me. I don't know why.
I am not picky. I am not a picky eater.
That don't.
I normally can get anything down.
But
These last two, I do not.
yeah, those are the type of things you'd be like, you taste it and you'd be like, that ain't right.
You know, okay. Now that it's finagled its way through my mouth, it's a Whopper with Oreo and like plasticky chocolate.
Yeah. That's exactly what it is. And
Well,
it ain't good.
Greece, we love you. What this tells me is that we need to go in person. We need to go real life and real living color
We got to go there and
and check
experience
it out ourselves because I don't think the box really gave it a whole lot of, and I want to really give it something to work with.
The thing is, it's not a bad product to me. It's just
Any of them aren't bad.
too much. It's just too much for me.
No,
not being used to
it totally tastes like, we're just used to our type of,
candy.
yeah.
Yeah.
And this has a different, like, it's just a little different.
Yeah.
Just ain't quite.
It ain't right. Okay, well, on the Greek end, I can say that these right here, I give definitely a thumbs up. Everything else we try, I really can go with. I could do without.
I
honestly.
mean, I'll give these will probably be the top. I would say the croissant would be what I would eat next. And then I don't think I would really eat anything else.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I'll definitely snack on these on the way home.
I'll make sure I keep those out.
I would snack on them the whole show, but I think we'd lose followers. Because I'd be like,
I should leave them out just to see what happens.
you know me.
But the Grease sweet box,
So?
yeah, so.
Well, it was
at
fun.
best.
It was fun, and I needed a little something because my stomach was talking to me. I was.
Well, you heard that?
Yes.
Sorry about that.
If you can hear it in your ear, that means we all can hear it.
Mm.
Just keep that in mind.
Definitely. I mean, yeah, definitely an experience, but not one I will repeat.
Okay.
I'm cool on grease sweets.
At least those type.
But I still want to try the
food. Because I love me
food.
some baklava.
What is baklava?
Ooh. It's like pastry dough. It's really flaky pastry dough. And they put like pistachios and I think a fig filling. And then they put more pastry dough and you butter it. It's really buttery. And then it's got honey. It's like gooey but crispy and crunchy and sweet. And ooh.
Where's the meat at?
It's got nuts in it. It's a sweet treat. It's baklava.
Got you.
But I love me some Greek cuisine. It's delicious.
I probably couldn't do it. I heard Greek food is like really, really good. They have the Mediterranean diet type of deal, and which I heard is really, really good. Mm-hmm. A lot of people say that original Greek food is very good, prepared very good, smells good, tastes good. But it's something that you probably have to go to Greece and experience.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
That's what they were saying. That's what I was told. People at work.
Have they been to Greece?
Kyle has. And he was telling me about it.
Because I've actually heard the opposite. I've heard the people I know that have gone to Greece, they were not that impressed.
Really?
They were all slightly, mildly disappointed.
In the food?
In all of it.
Really?
Every single person I've
That's
known
crazy.
that's gone. So.
That's crazy. Never heard that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But I do know where you can get some good Greek food. Maybe he just needs to know.
Maybe.
Yeah, because it'd be some good stuff.
Mm.
All right, so the next segment we're going to do today is our high-low.
High-low.
High-low. Go ahead. You go ahead and start this week.
Man, it's crazy because I would probably say that the high is without a doubt the celebration of the holiday weekend this week. I got to celebrate. Yeah, I got to celebrate the holiday weekend with my niece and my great niece. And
that's weird. You have a great niece.
That's crazy, huh? It was good because celebrating with family is not something I've done for a couple of decades, and so that was a trip. And it wasn't anything outlandish or anything crazy. It was real chill. You know what I'm saying? I really enjoyed it. Just kind of starting traditions, spending time together. But it was cool. Good food, good family, no drama. I wasn't mad at it at all. So that is definitely my high. It was good to see my niece. She broke my my beaded wrist bracelet.
Who did?
Lauren.
Is that why it's on the Wait, you're beaded.
Yeah, the beaded one.
The one that's on the ottoman. There's one that's on the ottoman.
No, this one is in a cup. Because the beads all came off. I made her collect them and put them all in the cup.
Were you wrestling her?
She was wrestling with me. I was standing at the bar and she grabbed my arm and then just put all her weight down and was like, and I'm standing there and then she pulled it off. And she was very, very disappointed in it to the point where she was like, she went on the couch and cried a little bit.
Because she broke your...
I think she was a little embarrassed.
Oh.
I think she was a little embarrassed. Me and Yaz was talking about it because Yaz was like, she's a girl and she's embarrassed at what she did. Yeah, so she felt bad about it, but at the same time, it was just like I told her, I said, now it's just a tradition. It's something that happened on our first Thanksgiving together. So we had a ball down there. We was in the man cave and just chilling and talking and all that, and old family stuff came up a little bit. But it was great to spend time with my niece and my grandniece, and at the end of the day, be like, yeah, that was cool. So that was my high of the week for sure.
Well, that's good.
What about you?
The high of this week, I will say, I think my high is just that I'm kind of coming into my own a little bit. It's slow, but it's coming.
Tell me about that.
I've been trying to really just deprogram myself from like the last 20 years of being a prison wife and being a daughter, a granddaughter. I've realized in probably the last 6 months to a year that I have endured a lot, which everybody has. But what I didn't do was while I was enduring all of those things, that I was taking care of myself and making sure that I was like healing from those things. So, we're doing 20 years of prison, not knowing that, but we end up doing 20 years of prison, and that leaves a lot of scars and damage. Our relationship, the circumstances, just prison in general. I'm just kind of delving through that, breaking all that stuff down, and kind of just trying to find me through all of that. Like, I think a lot of my identity got caught up in being a prison wife, and then a lot of it got caught up in, like, once my mom died, I think I just kind of got slid into a lot of places. It slid into her spot, and I haven't really been operating from, like...
You said slid in her spot as far as with family, other family members. Okay.
Right. And I just haven't been treating myself or paying attention to myself or really just like doing what's best for me. I think like most people, you just do things because of it. It's out of like obligation or tradition or because that's what you're supposed to. But I'm finding this power of like really being able to just do what I want to do. And do it with the people I want to do it with. And it not being a thing where I have to make this declaration where I'm like, I'm only going to be with this group and I'm only going to be here. It's like more of me just like becoming so secure in me that I just move. And if you're moving with me, you jump on. If you aren't, then it's not even an issue. It's not even a problem if you don't jump on. Like, I'm just really trying to reinvent who this Candace, who Spice is, and really be secure in that. And not care if you don't get it. Like, I don't care if you don't get it. I don't care if you don't understand. I don't care if you want something from me that I'm just not willing to give you. I used to care, and it would make me act and do things that were not honoring me. And now I'm just sitting in the, I don't care. And it might seem sometimes a little harsh and maybe even selfish, but that's another part where I just don't care right now. I think it's necessary for me not to care about anything but what I'm focusing on right now. And right now, for the first time ever, it's me only.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Where does that empowerment come from? Like, does it come from prayer? Does it come from being like fed up? Like, does it come from therapy? Like, where does it come from for you?
So, a few things. I mean, I definitely am in the process of getting back into therapy. Don't even get me started on that. But yes, I think it's coming from therapy. I think God has definitely been talking to me. But I also think that it just comes from like me realizing like you were doing all of that and not honoring yourself because you thought that that was going to do what? Did you think that was going to make people be loyal to you? Did you think that was going to make people treat you the same way? Were you doing that because you thought that they felt the same way that you felt, that you felt about them? And, I was doing all of this and putting myself out there and doing it at, a deficit, and then realizing when it was time to say, hey, I do need help. And there was nobody around. So if I was doing it out of fear of being alone and then find out I still was alone, then why am I not putting me first if I'm going to end up by myself in the first place? And I'm not saying that like I'm just, I'm all alone and I don't have nobody. And it's nothing like that. So please don't make it sound, does it sound dramatic?
No, not at all.
Okay, because I'm not trying to make it sound dramatic. It's just like, I know that at the end of the day, I start here, me starts here, and me ends here. That's it. So while I'm doing this, of course, me in the core is to touch and make as many people as I can feel good while I'm living my life. But it's not going to be at the fault of myself or at the expense of myself, rather. And that was what I'm so good at doing things for everyone else at the expense of myself that I don't even know how to like make sure I stay on the list. I'll push me off easy. And that is what I am changing. Like, it is a whole transformation. It is a start of just like me doing all of the things that I need to do to make sure that Candace is who she needs to be for this next phase, because it's about to be real. And I just don't want to take any of the icky. And I think I've done a lot of healing as like far as forgiveness, but I'm still healing as far as like setting the boundaries and being okay if the boundary makes other people uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Being okay if my yes is a no for you. That's okay too.
Yeah.
Like I just want to be so okay and good with me that all of the rest, it just doesn't matter. Not because you don't matter. It just doesn't matter to what is happening here. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but here's a question. I got 2 questions for you. You said you didn't want the icky. Can you expound on that a little bit? That's the first one.
I don't remember what I said it about.
You was like, I just don't want the icky. And then you just kind of...
Yeah, because you know how like you've been working on like maybe forgiving people. Let's just talk about family. Mm-hmm. You work on trying to forgive your family for whatever. And you might be working on it with them collectively, or it just might be something you're doing personal. I don't think that just because you forgive somebody that having them around does not still might affect you. Where you might be like, I forgive you and it's cool. That part is cool, but you as a person, I just still am not like, I don't like you. Mm-hmm. When you're with family, a lot of times you end up having to just suck up that icky and be around people that you don't like, be around people that you don't trust. And I still have a few that I'm not doing obligation. I'm not doing obligatory relationships. They don't work for anybody involved in them. They do not work. So it comes from this obligation that I have to include you in this because you are this title. And you don't like me, I don't like you. We're just doing it because this is what we're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. No, thank you. Not doing it no more. Mm-hmm. That's the ick. I'm not doing the ick. Yeah. If you don't bring me joy and I don't see the value of you in my life or what you're adding to it, there's no space. That's it. It sounds probably very harsh, and it's not. I don't mean this malicious at all. This is completely out of self-preservation and just like, I need this time. And I'm not saying this is for permanent. This is for me right now. This is where I'm at right now, that I need this in order for me to be healthy and to heal. Boundary game strong. And people have fallen off from those boundaries. And I think there'll be more.
More casualties?
Yeah, maybe? I do. Yeah. Because I know exactly what's happening. I know exactly what's happening. I know exactly where I'm going. And I understand why it's happening. So it is a transition. Sometimes it can be a little sad. But at the end of the day, it is like, bring it on. Like, all that is making room for what's coming for me. So I'm ready for that.
Totally get that. It's funny that you say, like this, basically this is what's happening and you don't care who understands it or not. But at the same time, like when God talking to you, he only gonna talk to you. He don't go talk to them. So you're the only one that needs to understand it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times we'd be like, they don't know what's going on or know what I'm doing right now. They don't know the movement I'm on right now. So a lot of times we don't do or be obedient to what God is like laid in front of us to do because we're worried about that. How do you feel about that part at this point in your life?
Well, because I was just about to say, while I see that people are being removed from my life and I see why that's a benefit, I also see how me being removed from your life is a benefit, could be a benefit too. Like, I'm not amiss to thinking that I'm losing all these people and they're not losing me or however. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I don't feel like that at all. I feel like there is a shaking, a shaking that's happening, a transition that's happening that's necessary for everybody. And it might not even be, like I said, it could be permanent. It could not be. But right now it's necessary. And I'm happy with that. I'm not happy that all of them, that the relationships are necessarily in the stages they are. But also, what other stage would they be in right now?
Yeah.
Because
it's the natural order of things.
That's the natural order. And for this to happen like it's about to happen, it has to. It just kind of has to. Just move things out the way, calm it down, just make it out the way so that what can happen needs to happen. And then if that needs to be replenished or revived, we can talk about that then. Because it's so, I'm just so like walking in my steps that I don't care about anything else that's not in that.
So in that walk, joyness wise, happiness wise, how are you?
That's a good question. Because here's the thing about it. It's very clear to me today. And there are days where it's kind of like, wait a minute, is that, or is this right? Am I supposed to do this? Because it's new. It's new. It's different. It's me like really just not second guessing my needs or my wants. And so you would think that because you are putting yourself first, you would think that like the joy would just automatically come. But that's not really what's been happening because it's such a new feeling. But I see the joy. Like I see it percolating. I just have to get used to this newness of not being like okay with everybody. Like people, not everybody's gonna be okay with me. Not everybody's gonna like what I do, what I say, what I think, how I call you out, what all of that. And I'm not gonna like it either. It's just right now this is my ebb and my flow, and I'm on this. And that's just all I can do.
I like that because I'd be thinking that a lot of times when you're making these decisions, these conscious decisions to make differences in your life and your relationships with people, a lot of times we are worried about what people feel and all that. And I think you have the right attitude in terms of people may feel uncomfortable, but I'm willing to do this no matter how they feel. They're knowing them because you're like family a lot of times or close friends. You know how they're going to react to certain situations. And you're like, no, I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to see this through for my benefit. And I like that you have that attitude, honestly.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of like a long time coming. And it was scary when I heard God telling me like about a lot of the decisions I was going to have to make. And even me talking to you about some of them. It was kind of scary because I've realized that I've always operated in this like fear of being alone because you were away. My mom died. My dad abandoned me. My family abandoned me. There's been times through my life where I've been abandoned or felt alone or whatever. And like I said, all those times that I'm over here thinking like I'm doing all of this for these people that I just have to be including in my life. And I love them so much and I'm showing up and And any of the times that it really counted and I needed somebody, there was very few times that ever happened. And now it's not even like I have to hold that against you. It's like, but I did what I needed to do. I showed up, and now I showed up to a point that I showed up for everybody else and not for myself. And now I'm just not willing to not show up for myself first. And then you can get whatever's left. You know? Because for one thing, I know me and that if you're with me, you're never not going to be good. If I'm attached to you, I'm going to make sure you're good. But the difference is I'm also going to be good too, because before I would just make sure you're good and I wouldn't even think about me. And now it's like, wait, do I want to? I am literally asking myself every question twice because I want to make sure that's my answer and not the answer I'm giving for the other person. I've just been so conditioned to do that.
Respect.
I don't want to do that no more.
I think that's a very grown woman move on your part, number one. And then number two, it shows a lot of growth because as you've expounded before, that just never was your mentality before. So you come into something different mentally. And a lot of times, if we've been going 35, 40 years in a certain mentality, it's hard to change that up. So I like the fact that you're willing and able to follow through on this, and you sound like you are very excited to do it.
I am.
Yeah.
You know how like we talked about this before too. Like you know how you might have people where you're just like, I don't really like them, but I tolerate them because of this. I think that's okay. That happens a lot because you know you're trying to nurture relationships, but like that would be something that I would let dictate how the relationship would operate because of this other being involved. And it's like, yeah, but who really is being like fulfilled here? Am I really getting something from it, or am I just going through the motions? And I don't want to go through the motions with you, and you shouldn't want me to go through the motions with you because you're not getting a good product. And I'm a really good product when I'm producting, you know. So
you are.
I'm not willing to go through the motions. I'm not willing to fake it. I'm just not. I just don't care enough to. I don't care anymore.
I mean, say you don't give two fucks.
I don't.
It's cool. I respect that.
Okay.
I mean, God didn't put you here to be no placeholder. He didn't put you here to be in a relationship and just be like a placeholder for somebody else and their feelings. He put you here to be in a relationship with somebody, whether it be intimate or just a friendship, and be able to grow from that and build on that. And if that's not the case in your relationship, if it's just like turmoil, you absolutely have the freedom to get up out of that and change the narrative in your relationship.
Well, so I had that one that kind of one we're talking about, and I had another one that was just kind of ended where we both realized we have fundamental differences, and there is. I don't think that you're a bad person. I don't think that they think I'm a bad person. We just are fundamentally different on these specific things. And for that, we decided to mutually, like, this probably won't work for us. And it was kind of like, I'm digging that too. Yeah. Because it's just another way to be grown. Like, why are we faking it? Like, you know what you stand on. And if you standing on business, I can stand on business with you. And I really admire people who can do that. And when they do it, it just emboldens me to do it more too. Because it's like, that's a grown woman move right there. It ain't no cussing out and I want you dead and I think this and that. It's no blow up. It was literally like two grown-ups just be like, you know what? I think this might be where we part. Yeah. But I'm going to root for you over there and wish you the best. Yeah. We're just not going to do it together. Yeah. And I thought that was great. I mean, it's like this freedom of like, yeah. Okay.
And that's what I wanted to get to. I wanted to get to people who are in that experience right now for you to be like showing them like what this looks like. You know, because a lot of people are in what you were in terms of just kind of like in a relationship thinking that this is my duty in a relationship and I just do this. And it's like, no, you have freedoms and you have choices in a relationship. And if that's not what you want and it's not feeding you, you have the freedom to get out of it. And it sounds like you're doing that with a lot of your relationships that, excuse me, haven't served you. That's totally fine. I think the people need to hear that. So that's dope that you're experiencing that and willing to share.
Well, thank you.
World, thanks Spice for that. For real, that's dope. I had that same experience you had, but I don't think I've dealt with the problem with trying to revamp these relationships. Like, it's like one thing happens for me, one thing happens and I'm like, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, what's similar is that I come into this thinking, you know, I'm going to be this friend. I'm going to be this valuable person in this other person's life. And that becomes paramount. And whether or not it's detrimental to your mental health, whether or not it's detrimental to your emotions, whether or not it's detrimental to your self-esteem, you just do it because that's what is called upon for you to be a good friend. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can be counted upon. Right. And what I'm starting to realize is that when people realize that that's what you're there for, that's what they use you for. You know? And then when they don't have any use for you anymore in that capacity, it's kind of like, you know?
Or do you find, too, that maybe they just want you in that capacity?
They do.
They just want you to sit right there in that and just stay right there.
They do.
And then when you don't, that's the problem.
Yeah. So expound on that a little bit. When you say that capacity, like what capacity are you talking about?
I think that sometimes when you are friends with people, let's say you meet them like in high school and y'all are best buds, you know, you meet people in stages of your life. And at that stage, this might have been something y'all was really into together and just did it all the time. And that was what y'all did. Okay, you graduate. Now, I go to college and you stay back in town. I'm going to college and hanging out with these friends. And when I come into town, yeah, I'll stop in and hang out with you. But now because I'm going to college and doing other things, you're mad because when I come home, I don't just want to sit up under you and just look at you when I come home. I feel like here's what I feel like I wish people that really want to like fuck with me, this is what you gotta know. I have been a legitimate deprived of life experiences, basic life, for 20-something years. Mm-hmm. Everything that you did that was normal, whether it was going to your Tolo, to prom, to college, to dates, to double dates, to one-night stands, to dinners, and I mean anything, to just having girl trips and having trips with your boy and your man. I mean, going to dinner, waking up next to. There has been not one normal experience that everybody else has had in their life that I got to experience. Not one time. Mm-hmm. Now, you're home, and we, God forbid, want to be out and want to do and want to go. And we want people that want to do and go with us so we can experience all of these things we never got to experience with people that we really care about, to build these memories. When you don't want that with me in this phase of my life, I understand, I respect, but I'm not sitting at home waiting for you. Mm-hmm. I have to go. I've been waiting for 20 years. I can't wait anymore. Mm-hmm. I have no intention of doing things just because you want to, or doing things because they're easy for you when they do nothing for me or you. I don't want to live like that. Yeah. I'm not going to live my life doing things for other people who do not see that we're trying to legitimately live our lives. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't want to do that. Yeah. I don't want people that only want you to do what they want you to do. And once you do outside of that, it's considered a betrayal, or that you're not their friend anymore, or that you're not as involved, or that you're not as loyal. Like, y'all, I have been in a hole. Mm-hmm. Like, it almost makes me want to cry, because it's like, if you can't even understand that or see that, and you're bringing the drama, please keep it. Mm-hmm. You can have every ounce of it. I will not try to take it from you. Mm-hmm. I can't, babe. I have went without for too long. I've just gone without too long to now be like, well, you can have everything as long as you stay in this box. Yeah. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, so
for nobody.
When we were doing this time together, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, you were doing that, and people were acting as though they understood where you were at, and they were riding with you, you know what I'm saying? And then now that the tables have turned, I'm home, and now you're in this different phase, and you're doing exactly what it is that you've been saying this whole time to those certain people. Like, I want to do this when he comes home, and we can do it together, and we can experience these things together. And that same support that was there when I was incarcerated doesn't seem like it's there now.
Now it feels like it's thrown over my head all the time and thrown in my face, or like dangled like, well, we were there for you. Mm-hmm. So why aren't you there for us now? Mm-hmm. Okay, when you say therefore, let's be clear what that means, because therefore...
Talk about it.
And if we're talking about it, like, that was what? We had 25 years of time. So if we're talking about therefore, where's the percentage of that? And second, I was there too. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like it was a one-sided thing. And third, the fact that if you were there and you know, why is this an issue? Mm-hmm. Because you weren't really there for me. You were there for me. You were there for me being there for you. Mm-hmm. You wanted me to be there for you, your friend, and be there how you wanted me to be. But as soon as I was like, hey, could you be there for me like this?
It's a problem.
It's a problem. Have it.
So you're saying 100% when you realize, oh, that's a problem now for you. Mm-hmm. You have, what, zero problem cutting that friendship off? You have some problem with cutting that shit off?
I'm not even looking to cut it off. Like, the cutoff is not what I'm looking for. I'm just not, if you're not saying like, hey, yeah, mm-hmm. we don't have nothing to say. Mm-hmm. So it'll be like, I'll catch you when I catch you.
Yeah.
See you at Christmas 2024.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm like, I don't.
Because to tell you the truth, I mean, at the risk of sounding like a cliche, the marathon does continue.
It does. And it should continue on both sides. So that's why I'm saying it's not love loss. Mm. It's not hard feelings. It's just move out the way. Because I just, that's all I got for you. I don't have time for the unnecessary drama and the unnecessary, I don't have time for people that like to tit for tat or hold over, like, I did this for you, so now you have to do this for me. It's just like, if we do that, you'll lose. If we listed it out, you would lose. And the fact that you could do that to me is another reason why it's like Candace first. Candace first. That's it.
Okay, one last question. Can you explain to the world what it's like to, before that instance takes place when you're like, I'm good, like I need to go my direction, you need to go yours. Before that happens, you have it in your mind that this friendship or relationship is going to be lifelong and all that. How do you come to terms with realizing that it might not be what I thought it was?
Yeah, because people show you.
Yeah.
When people show you what they are about, and like they show you their perception, their perspective, and even just how they go about the, like, I guess, confrontation, that is easy for me to make my mind up. You can show me easy what you're about, I meant to you, how important this relationship is. Like, all of that is part of how I make the decision. So
you are an advocate of when people show you who they are.
Believe them before they even get it all the way out.
You hear that, world?
Believe them.
You hear that, world? Like, for real, that's got to be a lesson.
And that's probably where the hurt comes from, is because you're like, damn, I thought you were something different. And I'm like, here's what I'm saying. What I've also learned in this whole awakening is that while I'm saying that, I think that they should be saying that too about me, because, like, the awakening should be for both of us to realize that this is not good for us. This is not what we both need right now. I don't know if I'm articulating that well. I guess what I'm saying is I am reflective enough to realize that while you're not good for me, I realize I'm not good. I might not be good for you too. And
accountability comes into effect.
That's what I'm saying. And while that doesn't make me feel good, it doesn't make me feel good like you're not good for me, but I'm good for you. But it also doesn't make me feel good that, like, what if you're not good for people? What if what you're putting out isn't good? And that is another part of the healing process. But I'm doing that by just putting me first and making sure, like, let me check in with that. How do I feel about that? Is this me, like, being petty? Am I being immature? Or am I standing on business? What is it? And I've been having to really be reflective of that, because I don't want this to just be another blip where I'm having to re-correct this in 6 months to a year. Like, I'm trying to do this right. And I'm really trying to do this and honor myself. Like, for real, honor myself. And sometimes feelings might get hurt in the process. But it's not out of malice. It's not because it's like big me, little you. It's just right now, I just have to be the main. And if that's not a possibility in your life, which most people it would not be, then that's why you probably won't see me a lot. That's fine.
For real.
I don't expect it to be.
I really respect that, babe. I really do. I can't even tell you how much. And the thing is, one of the reasons why is because you're talking about how you may be affected by something and having to come to terms with it and act on it. But at the same time, what if you're not personally affected, but you were just talking about how you have to come to realization also that you might not be good for somebody else. So what if that's the only thing? Accountability wise, like, you have to realize in a relationship, am I good for this person? And being able to say, if you need me to step back, or I will step back because I love you enough that I want to see you succeed, and this is not good for you. Right? You're basically saying the accountability factor says I'm gonna be the type of person that does that for you going forward. It's not just about me, is what I'm trying to let people know here. And I really respect that. I really respect that you can look at it from both sides. And that's very, very important going forward in terms of your personal growth. It's not just about whether or not people are affecting you. You do have to look at how you're affecting people. Right. And you're saying, I might not be affected in the right way. And I might need to just be like, I'm cool. That's fine.
And it's not like I'm saying that like because I'm not needing my own work still. Like that's exactly why.
Yeah.
It's like I know I probably do need some work on a bunch of I do on a bunch of different areas, but and not necessarily that I think I need work on their area, but I know that Candace is still always a work in progress. And it might come back where I told you, like, maybe I am being petty. Maybe I do need to grow up and mature a little bit, or maybe I do need to revisit this. I'm open to that. Like, I'm open to being like, yeah, girl, you wildin' a little bit.
Yeah.
But I'm also, like, open to just being like, no, you're wrong, so I'm going to just let you be wrong. And I don't care if you agree with me or not.
Yeah.
Because this is how I am. This is where I'm at. So, and it's okay. Like, you can be how you feel. I can feel how I feel. And they both can be true.
I was about to say they
can both be true.
Right. Yeah.
And we don't ever have to agree on it. We don't ever have to agree on it. That's it. That's okay.
I respect that. And I'm really glad that you're at that space right now. It sounds like the world needs to stay tuned to that growth factor.
When I tell you the esteem and the value and the worth that I'm working on, like, you're never going to be able to tell me anything that's not in that lane of positive and optimism and strength and courage and integrity. Like, those are all things that I'm going to stand on. And it's not going to be a wavering thing. This is not going to be an overnight transformation either, because it's been 20 years of it in the making, so I've got to undo that. But it's going to be, like, I'm undoing all of the no, all of the negative, all of the ick, all of the doubt. Like, it is going to be a whole new me. And I cannot wait to see her, because she's been in there. She's just been beat up and mistreated. And a lot of it she did herself. But it's going to be different now. It's
going to be better. And it's going to be all right. That's what's up. I really hope y'all took a lesson from that, because that's that science she kicking right there. And it's important and vital in terms of how you deal with relationships. It doesn't matter if it's family, doesn't matter if it's friends, doesn't matter if it's lifelong or somebody you just met. It's literally about, number one, understanding your own value, and it seems Spice understands that. And then number two, understanding that how people deal with you can affect you in a way that's not good for you, and you have the power to get away from that. You have the power to eliminate that from your life or change it. And I don't think a lot of people do, because they're thinking that because we're family or we've been in a relationship so long that, this is just how it is. And I have to deal with this. And it's just not the case. So I really respect what you're doing and how you're doing it. Today, you were doing a lot of manifestations with me. And it's kind of off the subject a little bit, but what I'm saying is the growth in you never done that with me before, And as your man, I respected it. As somebody who's been around you for decades, and it's like, I like this. I like what she's doing right now. I like what she's trying to do, As somebody who respects my intimate relationship with you, I value that. And anybody who doesn't in that realm, any type of relationship with you, they definitely need to be kicked to the curb. Kick rocks. Get up out of here. Yeah, shake.
I mean, it's not even like I don't even want to be like, yeah, get out of here, kick rocks. It's not even like, it's just not that. It's not that. It is literally like Candace is stepping into realizing what her purpose is. And she's realizing that she's not here to just be stepped on and walked on and taken from.
What?
She's not. She's not here to just take whatever anybody wants to give her as a leftover. She's not an afterthought. She is main character energy. She is not your co-star. She is the table. She is the table. So when she realizes that, though, y'all about to be...
And most importantly, I want you to know that I know, whether anybody realizes it or not, you're not a narrative to be created. You're not just this narrative and then that's all you are. You know what I'm saying? If people could just view you, whatever narrative somebody creates. Like, you're actually a person, and you're a great person, and you bring value to the table. And I'm excited for the day where I see that everybody in your life recognizes that.
I am too.
That'll be dope.
I am too. I just, but you know what? I am excited for the day when, even when they don't, it doesn't matter.
That's even more powerful.
Excited for, is that because they won't. That day is going to come when they won't recognize it, and that's gonna be okay. Like, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for it's where my validation comes from strictly inside of me. It doesn't matter what you think of me. So you can't take it from me, and you can't give it to me because I already gave it to myself. And it just is a settleness. A settleness? Is that a word? A settle.
I think that's a word. A settle.
A calm. A calmness that just is like, this is what we're working on. Mm-hmm. This is how we're moving. You're more than welcome to jump on and come with me, but these are the rules. Mm-hmm. And if you can't follow the rules, there's really we're not rehashing them. We're not negotiating on them. They are hard, fast. And I never have a hard, fast rule. I never have hard, fast. But like, I've literally been having to just, even for someone asking me like, do you want to do this? I have to ask myself again, like, wait, do you want to do it? Because I really want to make sure that when I'm answering, I am authentically answering that question so that Candace can learn that, yes, that's what she wants to do. Like, I'm having to retrain myself. Yeah. I'm not just saying yeah because I know that it's what everybody expects, or like it's going to make you feel good, or it would feel awkward for me to say no. I got to learn to stand on that and just be okay with it being not okay for them, but okay for me. Like, be perfectly okay with it being great for me and not okay for you. And that, I've never been okay. I've never known how to do that. I will make it not okay for me just so you can have some okay, because I can't. What?
So what you see, and it's not something that's foreign. Black woman, on the move, self-aware, brings value to the table, wants to endear herself to relationships that will fulfill her. This is something that exists in Black women on the regular. It's not something that we normally talk about. Mm-hmm. So, world, I want y'all to see, like, this is what it looks like. If you haven't seen it up to this point, this is what it looks like, you know? And you've always been like that. You've always been like that in the terms of seeking out relationships that nurture you and being a good friend. You've always been that person, right? Mm-hmm. And now you come into a realization that just because somebody's been a friend for a long time or been a family member for a long time, that doesn't mean that relationship is the thing that needs to go forward. Mm-hmm. Like, sometimes it just cuts off there. You learn from that, and that empowers you to start another relationship with somebody else, a friendship or something like that. I just love that we got a Black woman who's self-aware and self-empowered that is like willing to move like that. That's dope. Well, thanks, I'm glad they see that. Y'all see that? Check her out.
In progress.
Oh, we all in progress, babe.
In progress.
We all in progress. For sure. That's dope. I'm glad.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Well, I mean, we turned that into a whole episode.
We did. Must have been important enough to talk about.
Maybe. It's been definitely something going on in our life for the last few weeks.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's not like, you can't really avoid it a lot, but it's just one of those things that's like, you know what? I know the plan, and I do think this is a part of the plan, and everybody who has been either jumped off the boat or got kicked off the boat, either way, I really wish you so much the best. Mm-hmm. Because I know what's coming for me, and I know there's enough for all of us. And even though we might not be able to celebrate in each other's lives at the same time, I can celebrate for you, though. And I can wish you all the best. And I can cheer for you to have all the best. Mm-hmm. And never talk to you again.
Yeah, see, the thing is, I think a lot of people don't really know how to cheer people on from a distance. They think that they have to be in a circle in order to do that. So that's another a sign of your growth and maturity as well, because a lot of people can't do that, babe. They be like, I'm done.
Well, I
Fuck
get
you
that.
and
I
whatever
get that. I
happens.
think sometimes it's necessary. I think that is part of people deciding what boundary is necessary for them. You know, I'm not one. I've never been one that, like, if I'm not talking to you no more, I don't have to go and block you. I don't really care enough to do it, for one. But then two, it's like, if I'm not dealing with you, to me, I can always have the, like, yeah, I'm not dealing with them, but I don't care if I see that they're doing good, or I don't care if they see that I'm doing good. Like, it's not like this deep, like, forever, like, F you forever. I'm just not that. I don't care enough. Like, yeah, you cannot deal with me. We don't have to talk, but I'll just catch you around. But I get when people do feel like that. Like, it was a conversation this week, but because with some friends of mine, I get when you do have those breakups with friends, and then your first thing is, I'm gonna block them. I need to block them because you're kind of trying to protect your peace and protect your space, and you might be having a great day and working on your healing with that person, and all of a sudden their face just pops up on your screen. I've been there, and I know what that feels like, where you're just like, oh, you get that sucker punch to the gut because you weren't expecting to see their face, and then everything that they did to you or that you don't like rushes to your head, and now you're in this space where you're just like, huh, I hate them, or they're just this, and they weren't, I get that. I get why that's important to protect that. I also get, too, where I am just moving on. And I'm just moving.
There's definitely a mature way to do that.
I don't even want to say blocking is immature. It's just not my manner. It's not the way I'm moving, because I don't feel like I need to give you that energy. I feel like that's just, to me, that is adding more of just mess that I don't need. To me, that's just why I don't move that way. It's just kind of like, I don't need to see everything you're doing, but I can completely still root for you and still be like, good job, that's dope.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what happens when you do block a motherfucker? That doesn't. You're saying that doesn't necessarily mean like I'm beefing or anything like that. It's just that sometimes you have to do that in order to
protect your peace.
Yeah, protect your peace.
I mean, for me, if I block you, I'm not gonna unblock you, so it's a done deal. That's the other reason. I'm just not. I guess I'm learning still the maybe that's part of this growth too. I might get to the point where I have a strong block finger. The permanency of it is kind of like, it's a lot for me.
Yeah.
It just seems real permanent, real drastic.
Yeah.
Whereas I can just mute you, or, and just not entertain or go looking for your stuff and be fine. But also, if I want to see, like, what you been up to, and I could be like, hey, that's good.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, for sure.
Been rooting for you, or that's awesome. And really mean that. I'm not saying I'm always there yet. Like, this is a process, y'all. Like, I'm growing. I'm healing. Like, this is new. So there are definitely moments where I'm feeling really strong in it, and I can stand on it and be like, this is exactly where I'm at. And then I have days where I'm just like, okay, wait, do I need to reassess this? Do I need to readjust it? Natural. And then I go back to the premise, and I think about the purpose and the plan. And I'm like, okay, we're back on track. Yeah. We know what this is.
For sure.
We know what this is.
For sure.
Just call it is what it is,
I respect that.
So
congratulations, babe.
I'm excited. I've seen women who've achieved this level that I'm going for, and I just see them so, like, I cannot wait to just that freedom of not giving a fuck.
There's a happiness in it.
It is a freedom in that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a happiness in it for sure.
Yeah. So we're just faking it till we make it. We're manifesting the not give a fuckingness.
100%. 100%. Well, world, you heard it here first. You know what I'm saying? This is how we do. And we definitely always want to set an example in terms of how we deal with relationships. And it doesn't mean that the relationship is successful. Sometimes it needs to end, but it can end in a way that's mature and self-aware, and it helps you mentally. I think that's the most important thing, especially for those deep down relationships that, that you never thought would end. I think that's the most important thing. Spice is kind of in the midst of a couple of those type of situations, and I think that she's handling that with the utmost grace and the utmost self-awareness. I kind of want to be you when I grow up.
Oh, that's sweet.
Seriously.
I appreciate that. I also welcome any, like, If you be like, maybe you need to rethink this, or let's
100%.
readjust.
100%.
I love that too, because this is, like I said, it's all new for me. Well, and I don't think I'm right in all of it by how, it's not, I don't just do it right the first time. Yeah. Like, I'm learning how to do this.
100%.
So this walking in this self-confidence and this assurance, that's new. I'm just so excited for it because I feel it growing every day.
I will say that any instance that you brought to me, the very first thought I have is there anything you could have done? You could have done differently, and I haven't come up with that yet. And
I've thought about stuff I could do differently. Would it have changed where we are? Maybe not.
Probably not.
But I definitely am. I think the biggest part of the healing is the reflection and the accountability, and feeling like a little crunchy sometimes because you're like, damn, I did that. That's probably not the best move.
Yeah, that comes with territory for sure.
I think that's just part of the growing process, but I'm not afraid of it anymore. I think I was just so afraid of growing because I thought I was gonna end up alone. And then, like I said, there's been so many times where you still are alone. So why are you afraid of getting this good growth? Like, let's do the growth. If you're gonna be alone, like, you might as well be, doing something while you're there. And I just know God has me so much, and sometimes I feel like such a jackass because I forget that sometimes, and I don't give him all the props. But I know what he's told me. I know what he has for me, and I know that what I need to do to get that. And there's a lot of removing my ego, a lot of me removing my my own ideas of how things should go, and just really trusting him. And in trusting him, you just sometimes get stripped, and in the stripping is where you see yourself the most, and in that is where you're like, oh, that's aha. What's he doing?
Okay.
Aha. Aha. That's where
in the comments, let us know if you know where that came from.
Well, probably yours is better because mine's not that good. Then it was just very clear to me, like, this is what you're gonna be going through, and it might be hard and for a little while, but if you push through it, you're gonna be very, very pleased. So we're pushing.
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? And there's no way in the world that Spice and myself can be good for you guys if we're not practicing growth on our own level. And growth is a bitch. Growth hurts.
It does. And it never comes at the right at opportune time. It's so hurts. Inconvenient.
It hurts.
It's so inconvenient. And it always, it literally sometimes is such a sucker punch.
But it's necessary.
And it also comes when you thought you already did that growth. You thought you already grew and healed, and then you're like, oh, no. You ain't that. You ain't even touched the surface of that.
Yeah, there's somebody that could touch that little part of you that has never been touched before, and you're going to have to deal with it. Yeah, you're doing good, though, babe.
I mean, I'm not excited about all the things that are going to come up on this journey. Of all the healing and all of the pain or all of the stuff that I stuffed and are going to have to pay attention to. Because some of it's already coming up. And it's just like, damn, girl, this is 20 years of stuff. And if I could get into a therapist, which hopefully Thursday, I'm really ready for them to help me really work on this and break it down. Because 42 is here, and the next 40, I'm going to be that girl. That girl.
I hear that.
You just don't even know.
The thing is, you were just saying how this has been decades of stuff. It's been 20 years of stuff. 20 years of stuff that hasn't been dealt with. Whether it was because we didn't know.
Or we're just too much on the grind to stop and figure it out because you just got to get through. And you knew figuring it out would take you off the grind.
Yeah. Or you subscribe to a culture that just says this is the way it is, and now you're not with that culture no more, and you're like, no, this is not the way it is. Whatever the case, it's 20 plus years of stuff that's undealt with, so it's going to be hard. But I got your back. I'm pretty sure they got your back.
Honestly, if they saw the stuff we be dealing with, if anybody saw the stuff we be dealing with, I can guarantee you their little issues would be nothing. They'd be like, okay, They got a lot going on. Let's just let them be.
Yeah.
But that's okay. You don't have to know.
Yeah.
We'll get through it too.
100%. I'm proud of you, baby.
I'm proud of you. Mwah.
Thanks again for today. Seriously. We
have been running our mouths, and we just appreciate y'all being here. You see, we are really working through stuff still. Like this is, I am embarking on a new journey here, and it's new for me. So it's not gonna look like I have all the answers. I don't want it to look like I have all the answers. And if y'all have anything you could add to it, or give me any more insight, or things that I should be cautious of, I'm totally open for that. But I just want to share this with y'all because it is part of this breaking down this whole penitentiary institutionalization thing that we've been going through for 20 years. And it's necessary that we're addressing all of those things. And so it's not going to always make sense. It's not going to always look pretty, but here we are.
Dope as fuck. We stay dope as fuck. That's what we do.
But we thank y'all for being here. We hope y'all come back next week. Please stay precious, or stay safe, stay black, protect your magic, and come back.
And protect your peace.
Yes.
More than anything. Protect your peace.
It's so important. We'll see you next time, y'all.
All right. Till the wheels fall off. Peace.